Yo, it's cool times. Gang gang to my cats, sup to all my ducks. Happy Thanksgiving to all my snipers. I want to do a NFT flipping guide for you guys today because one of the things I'm most thankful for this year is the ability to 10x, 100x in a couple of days with NFTs. It's a highly volatile market, so this is not financial advice, but I want to show you guys what has been working for me through my sniper's guide here. So let's step by step go through it, find out how we can make those 10x, 100x gains that I'm so thankful for. The first thing you're going to do is stack ETH until you can make a proper snipe. I know it's tempting if you don't have a lot of money to try to start looking into Cardano, IMX, or Solana NFTs, but really you're going to be working on the Ethereum blockchain. You don't want to really start out with like 0.1 Ethereum, 0.2 Ethereum, because one bad flip can just get you, out of this whole game. So you're going to want to stack enough ETH so that you have a couple of different projects you can get your hands in, because if you're patient enough, one of them will moon. But you're going to be wanting to get a day job. You're going to want to be doing Uber or whatever you need to do. I flip some toys in the background to make extra money to get ETH. So stack your ETH. Don't just ape into the first NFT project you see out there. Make sure you have your bag ready. If you think you only need 0.2 ETH, double that, get 0.4 ETH, and then ape your way into this community. So the first thing you need to do is stack ETH, whether that's on, MetaMask or Coinbase. Just stack up your ETH, make money, guys. It'll make your moves a lot more easier, and you won't be too over leveraged where you're going to lose all your money in one place. Second thing you need to do is really, really important, and that's subscribe to this channel. And I'm serious, because all of the best updates are coming from my channel right now. 3.6K subscribers. I would love to get up to 4K subscribers, but definitely turn post notifications on, because I've been calling some great projects lately. Feudals, Noundles, Wolf Game have all blown up in the past week, things that I've talked about on this channel. So definitely subscribe to this channel. I also have a Discord that you can join below. The Discord is only for YouTube subscribers, so make sure to subscribe to this channel so you can get all of the best updates for sniping. Let's go back to our sniper's guide. So you've stacked your ETH. You have your day job, you're delivering your pizzas like my guy JPEG Nick or whatever you're doing. You're going to subscribe to this channel. And then instead of blindly minting, instead of just aping into a couple of new projects, you're going to bet on a few projects in the 0.2 range, because basically minting is like a lottery ticket. It is either going to go up high, or it's going to go way down, or it's going to stay the same. I think once you find a project in that 0.2 range, that's a much better indicator of if this project is going to respond well in the market. Let a project go into the secondary and then come up with conclusions. And the comparison I always make is like, I wouldn't have bought a bunch of like rookie cards at the beginning of an NBA season. Like, imagine if in 2003, I just said, oh, I'm going to ape into, a bunch of NBA rookie cards, and I got Darko Milicic instead of LeBron James rookie cards. Like, the important thing is see these players actually play and then make convictions. Like, if I aped into Darko and not LeBron, I would have been screwed. But if I watched 20 games of the 2003 NBA season, I would have known LeBron was the best player, or maybe even Dwayne Wade was the best value play. Like, see how these projects perform in the secondary, and that will give you a much better chance for them to moon. Like me personally, in the 0.2 range, that's when I bought Smilesverse. That's when I bought Subducks. Those projects went up to 1 ETH, very quickly from that range. Noundles was in that 0.1, 0.2 range for a while. Same thing with Feudals. So I find it much easier to find out projects are going to moon once they're in that 0.2 range. And we've already seen what they're doing in the secondary and how the market is moving around them. So I bet on a few projects in the 0.2 range, because if you're patient enough, one of them will moon. So that's the next thing. Don't FOMO and chase the next big thing, and be patient with your bags. The most important thing is to read, like I mentioned Smilesverse. I got this at 0.25. It flew up to 1 ETH. The most thing I was convinced about this project is just the great team and the great white paper. So make sure to read the website and research the development team, and do everything necessary to be as convinced as possible, so that even if the price drops, you're patient enough and you're convinced enough that you can hold the bags and it'll moon. So just make sure you're like looking at these websites, and make sure the more convinced you are about a project, the less likely you are to paper hand it. So actually read this stuff when it's in that 0.1, 0.2 range. Like, get into the nitty gritty, find out what staking means, do the research. That'll make these buys a lot easier. And be patient with your bags, because a lot of people try to constantly, chase the next flip. You're going to be wanting to find those projects, like we said, in the 0.2 range. One of the best ways to find these new projects in the 0.2 range is actually going onto Etherscan. So I'll move this over here. I'll show you. If you just go to Etherscan, you're on the homepage. Let's say we're just on the homepage here of Etherscan. You'll go to tokens, and NFT tokens are mostly ERC721. So I go to ERC721 top tokens on Etherscan, and this is the best way to find projects that you might have just missed minting. So like we could see here, like these are the projects that just minted that are like flying right now to secondary, which are Blockchain Miners Club. I've talked about that on this channel before. Meta Billionaire, Dormant Dragon, Feudals, which is, I see. I haven't even heard of PH Feudals yet. So I just got some alpha right now because it looks like there's been, 4,400 transfers of this. So there's a lot of volume on this. And this is a great way to find like projects earlier. Like earlier today, Vapes like sold out. And if you were just studying the Etherscan and you didn't know about all these mints, you can find these great projects that just sold out on mint. And then you can go to secondary and find them in that 0.2 range like we talked about. So make sure to use that Etherscan. But I want to go back to like, don't FOMO and chase the next big thing. So like when I had bought Noundles and Feudals in like the 0.2, 0.3 range, they stayed in that range for like a couple of days. The next, I could have like sold my bags there and been like, oh, I'm going to ape into Meta Billionaires, or I'm going to ape into Evo Snails. I could have like done like the quick like flip thing. But the thing is, if you're more patient with your bags, that's actually how you make more money. So let's actually do the math in your head. Like when you're flipping, let's say you bought 3 things for 0.2. So you go, I bought 3 different projects for 0.2, but you're realistically paying like 0.05 ETH in gas for all of those transactions. So when you think about all that, that's like 0.75 ETH, including like all the gas. So let's say one of these projects goes down to like 0.1, one stays at the same, and then one 2Xs. You should be probably kind of happy with that. One stayed the same, one's 2X, but that's only including like the gas fees. You're only going to have gotten up to 0.7 ETH, like based off that. So like the gas fees have to be a factor in your flipping strategy. And so do the royalties. Like Smilesverse had 10% royalties, which was insane for flipping. Like, Cryptodes is another project that has like 1% royalties. So check the royalties and check the gas fees, because you might think you're doing like all these flips. You're doing like 10 flips a day, but really you're just burning tons and tons of gas and you're limiting your ability to make profits. So just make a couple really, really great bets. Like I just did Noundles, Feudals, and I said, done. Those are my bets. I'm not spending any more gas. I'm not doing 10 transactions a day. I'm not in Discords asking every day, what's the next big flip? What's the next? Make a couple bets each week. Limit your gas exposure, and that's actually how you'll be able to come up. Because then if you're really doing your research, it won't just be these 0.2s will turn into like 1 ETH each. And then that's when you'll be able to find the top, which is the toughest part of this whole thing, is to time the top. So you're going to want to find like Noundles, I think hit 1 ETH yesterday. You're going to want to time the top and then flip upwards. Constantly be moving upwards. I don't really like the idea of like taking profit and then reinvesting in smaller projects. Like take your profit and constantly move up so that you can buy a blue chip project. So you're going to want to constantly be on OpenSea, just like scanning like in order of the floor price, these projects, so you can get a feel of like the ecosystem. So let's say I got in on Feudals at 0.2. Now it's at 1 ETH right now. Let's say I bought 2 or 3 of those. I want to start looking at projects I can move my way up to. Now I start looking at World of Women, Creature World, Doge Pound. Maybe I want to get in Journeys Club for some extra alpha. Start moving your way up, up, and up. That's what I did with my cool cats. That's how you sleep great at night. That's how you end up getting great projects that are going to be huge on Coinbase, FTX Marketplace, that are going to moon, great IP. So it's all about flipping your way up into a blue chip, not spreading yourself too thin. Don't make 100 transactions a day because you're spending tons on gas. You're spending tons on royalties. Make a couple great bets each week and then flip your way up into blue chip projects. But the first thing you're really going to have to do, guys, like the most important of this, is subscribe to the channel. We got to get to 4K subs. 4K snipers would be insane. I'd be able to say I pew-pewed you guys in 4K. So that'd be super sick. So just thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Have a happy Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for all of you guys because without you, I don't know who I talk to about NFTs, because you guys are all my friends. My in real life friends don't care about NFTs. My family doesn't care about NFTs, but you guys care about NFTs. I care about NFTs. And so I care about all of you guys. So thank you so much for supporting. And one last thing, gang.